Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm here today. I'm gonna show you how to change an axle. I broke my axle on my K20, so there's the culprit. I was beating her in the snow and she started jumping and broke it off. So anyway, I'm gonna do a little how-to on how to remove everything. So first of all, you want to remove your hub, or your locker, I mean. You're gonna need a torque bit to get that off. Alright, once you pull the locker off, you're gonna have a spring. And you're gonna have this piece here. Next, you got a C-clip. It's held inside of here. Just take a small flat screwdriver. And you see the groove right there. You pull that C-clip out. Next, you're gonna need your special socket right here. Got a bunch of teeth on it. Or no, sorry, getting ahead of you. So next step is to pull this piece out. I forgot about that C-clip too. Some of them don't have the C-clip here. Alright, so C-clip's off. This pulls out. Now, this is where... Oh wow, not even tight. So, you take this. There's one nut. Then you're going to have a washer. And then you're going to have another nut. Alright, so... what you have this one nut, then you got this lock washer, then you have this other nut, and this little nut got a nipple. So when you put this together, you have to make sure the whole one of these holes in this locks in with that, and then you tighten your other nut. Right. Next step, your brake caliper. Grab a Allen key. Take these bolts out. One bolt here, one bolt there, and just loosen your caliper. And grab anything. Try that off. Take your hub assembly off. Next thing, take all these off. I think they're a 15. Alright, so those were a 14. Hold that on. So for this, don't lose any air seals or anything. There is a bearing in there. Here's one of my seals. So, and obviously that's stuck in, but basically all you do is you're supposed to be able to pull this right out. Oh, I got the other one out, or the old one out. As you can see, she's toast. Part of it. Here's the other piece. She's fucked. Here's the U-joint. Broke her right off. There's the new one. So what you want to do to replace this, you got to take the C-clips out of the inside, and then beat the fuck out of this to get that off. Alright guys, got it all back together. Brand new U-joint. So, reinstall. Make sure your splines are all really clean before you install it down the tube. And when you install it down this tube, Make sure you try to keep it centered as much as you can to get it right down at the very end, because there's a seal in there, and basically you don't want a whole bunch of grime and all that mud and dirt and everything in there to get all in your grooves and obviously get in your front diff. So I'll get this in. Okay, so as you can see, there's a bearing here. This is on your I don't know what you call this. Anyway, there's a bearing here, and grease. Grease is your best friend right now. You're going to use a lot of grease. So I'm going to put a bunch of grease in here and clean all that up. Install my dustpan. So basically assembly is just put everything back the way you took it out. So inside there, like on this dustpan, whatever you want to call it, they don't have to be torqued. I don't torque them. I got my my impact here, and I just hammered them on. I'm using my old bearings. So basically what you want to do, even with the, well, I'm going to do it with this one too. There's a bearing on the back. I already did it. What I do, what I usually do, I put a bunch of grease in my hand and you work all the grease into the bearing all the way around and get it all packed in the seal, all in the center I mean, and then install it. Alright guys, this is the important part. You see this? That goes like that. That faces you. So, as you can see, that's facing me. Make sure you put lots of grease in there too. Lots of grease. So, get this in here. Get it started. Get your socket. Now, this one here, I got it right down over here. It has to be torqued to 35 while spinning the hub. Then I believe you back it off and then you retorque to 50 pound. So torque to 35 pounds with your torque wrench, 35 pounds while spinning the hub. Back it off, set your torque wrench to 50 pound, re-torque to 50 pound while spinning your hub. Alright, so I got that all torqued. So you find your little spot. There it is right there. Right down there in the bottom. Now, as you can see, there's a little slot right here. It's a little slot. So right here, that fits in there. And that little dot has to fit in to, I'm thinking probably the second hole roughly. So I'm gonna get this in. So basically, one other thing, if this doesn't fit properly, just keep an eye when you put this in. What I like to use is these small needle nose. You can pick it up and you can slide it in. And you can kind of keep track of where that dot is and which hole it's going to fall into. So when it goes in and you're off, up or down, basically, the way I'll put it, then you can either tighten this just a little bit or back it off a little bit to get that one of those holes to line up. Alright, as you can see, it's sitting in place. My dot is locked in, sitting where I need it to be. Now your outer nut doesn't have no pin. So what I usually do with this one here, a lot of people say, oh, it needs to be torqued, blah blah, blah, whatever. I thread this one on, then I take my socket and I just hammer it on, whatever, 120, 140 pound, because basically it doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter how tight this goes, because you got that lock all in place. That inner one cannot turn, and that's the one preventing your bearing from getting over tightened and fucked, basically. So to this one, I figure you can torque this to fucking 200 pound if you want. It's not gonna hurt anything. So this is just a backup, I guess. Just something to hold that lock washer in place, I guess. So I'm gonna get the installing this, and then I'll show you how to put the lock assembly together. All right, so what I just remembered was this here is a worn locker, and the original GM ones, and one of these spots, like beside one of these holes, you're gonna have another hole that you can put like a screw in. So that way there, when you install this, it holds the spring and everything inside. So the spring goes in here, this goes like this, and then that sits in like that and gets and then you put a little screw and holds this all complete and all together. So what you want to do, set this, set that there, set that inside. Now, as you can see, this is not near far enough out towards me, so I don't know if this is gonna work. I got this bar, I have this bar in here, and pry it out. So now you have your groove for your C-clip. Here you go, you little whore. Now make sure she's all snapped in properly. Alright, so next thing is your spring. Then your whatever the fuck is this called? Then your locker. Alright, for your caliber, just want to show you these little bushings fell out. Make sure you have yours. Put those in. Put your bolts in. Do not forget them. There we go. Tighten her up. And this Allen key, I'm not sure if it's going to focus. 3/8. Yeah, 3/8. Alright guys, so you put your fucking tire on, then it's time to go try to break the cocksucker again. There she is. She's working fine. So anyway, if you like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Do whatever the fuck you gotta do. Take her easy.